Well, it's November the 10th, 2022. Now I'm supposed to be turning 58 in about 12 days. This is hopefully going to be a short and sweet kind of video. It's a video just for myself to maybe just look back on and, I don't know, listen to myself. How it's kind of a sad thing, you know. The Lord has been helping me, healing me since I guess you could say rededicated my life to truly serving Him and learning and desiring to know Him. Still have a long way to go. Not as consistent as I'd like to be and I should be reading His Word. But I just wanted to share a little bit about what's going on in my head and my heart these past 3 years since 2020, when the world was flipped upside down with what I believe to be a lot of manipulative things used by people who are power hungry in the political arena. But that's another video for another time. This is about what I've been dealing with since my second oldest daughter, Katie, decided to cut me and her dad, and for the most part all her siblings and at least my side of the family, out of her life. I've been struggling with a lot of heartbreak. God's been helping me with trying not to allow bitterness and resentment to take root. As long as I keep holding on to Him and I keep asking Him to help me, and I'm sure I'll be able to get through it. I just pray for my husband, Brian, her daddy, to get through with what she's decided to do. And it's not just cut us out of our life, but she's given birth to her first child, our first granddaughter. And I can't go see my parents as often, and I know it's probably all me, but it just seems like every time I call them, I seem to be calling at a very inopportune time. My sister, granted, I haven't talked to her. I've tried to text her and stuff, and I haven't really gotten a reply from her about, the card and stuff I sent her, and the letter. I sent her a letter, no response. She's busy. She's got her own family. And of course, there's the pressure and the guilt that I'm carrying, not being able to do anything to help my parents, and it's kind of like all on her back, and it's been all on her back for quite a while. And so I'm left with overthinking the situation, and assumptions may or may not be true about, is there frustration and resentment because she's had to take care of a lot of things on her own, and it's just, that's all I can think of. I've reached out to my sister, and again, it's probably just assumption on my part because she's probably just really busy, but she's angry with me, frustrated. I don't know, it's very hard to think about anything other than someone just not wanting you in their life. If you reach out to them, you try to, send well wishes, happy birthdays, happy anniversaries, and there's no response. There's nothing, not a text message, not even a comment of thank you, nothing. And it's not like I'm starving for attention. It just seems like a large part of my family doesn't really want anything to do with me. And it's something that I struggle with when I'm alone sometimes, wondering, I don't know what I've done. I'm obviously not perfect. I've made mistakes, but it hurts. I'm so thankful for my daughter, Sarah and Alicia. I love Katie. But Alicia and Sarah, they make the effort to at least want to talk to me, tell me they love me, respond to me when I say I love them. And of course, my son, my oldest, is 35 years old, and he's trying to just make a life for himself and for his girlfriend, which I hope he gets married soon to, as well as my other kids who have prospective boyfriends. Speaking of Alicia and Katie, they all say they want to get married. They all say that they're going to get married, but it's yet to have happened. Sarah, she's got her boyfriend online. I don't know where that's going to go, because they're both special people with special disabilities, but it doesn't mean they can't have a life just like everybody else. It's just more difficult and it may take a little longer, but I hope she can one day have a life just like her sisters and her brother. And God's brought me a bonus daughter, Victoria, and her husband, Damien, and of course the joy and light of mine and Brian's life, Alexander, my boo bear. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. It's just having to deal with a little bit of the heartache and the unknowns of that heartache. What's going on? Why is it going on? And just doing my very best with prayer and with the Lord's help, laying those hurts and that brokenness at His feet. I really don't know why, I'm doing this right now. And again, this video is just for me. And I'm hoping, I don't know, maybe to figure out, or hoping that maybe this talking about this will help me to not let it consume my thinking so much. Because I really don't have anyone other than the Lord Himself to talk about this. Husband, Brian, he listens, but he seems to be impatient, and subjects that I'm speaking of quickly gets changed to something he wants to talk about. It's never really an actual resolution or a sympathy, understanding. I don't know. I think a lot of it hurts him. A lot of it bothers him, and he does his very best to just probably push it down. So he doesn't want to talk about it. I don't think that it's not that he doesn't care. He just doesn't want to talk about it. I just know that time is quickly passing. I know what it is to procrastinate and waste time, and I cringe at the idea that my only grandchild, my only granddaughter, because though Alexander may not be biologically my grandson, he is my grandson. He's my Boo Bear, and he always will be. And I love him, and I love him as much as I would any of my children or my grandchildren that are biologically mine. I've not even been able to hold Vanna, look into her eyes, tell her that I love her. I've reached out many a time, tried not to, as Katie puts it, cross boundaries. I mean, I'm not real sure what she means, but she doesn't respond to anything that I send her. Hasn't talked to me or responded to me since September the 5th, when she had finally reached out to me and her dad and said that she loved us and she had no intentions of keeping us away from seeing the baby, but she's not really made it easy, and she's not really straight up offered to have us come and see the baby or anything. We don't know what we can and can't do because there's no communication. I mean, when I talked to her September the 5th, she indicated that she wanted to let her granddaddy and Nana know, which is my husband Brian's parents, that she had reached out to us. She had to talk to Jacob because Jacob has a problem with us too. And it was like, okay, fine. You know, she wanted to bring Vanna over or have us go over to my husband's parents' house, which she's in constant communication with. They have been able to hold Vanna, watch Vanna, love on Vanna, and be in Vanna's life, but neither me nor Brian have been given that opportunity. Even her biological sister or her half-brother or half-sister. So I don't understand. We're not drug addicts. We're not alcoholics. We're not active in addiction. We're not abusive. We're not perfect. We have our issues. But in no way is anything that we do or say or the way we live dangerous or a danger to Vanna or Katie. We have Victoria and Damien and their baby boy, which me and Brian see as our own blood, our own children and grandchild, living with us. And I know that if Victoria and Damien thought that we were a danger to their child, they wouldn't be here. And Katie has mentioned that she's somewhat jealous of the fact that Victoria and the baby's a part of our life, but she knew about it and understood, and everything was okay before she even became pregnant with Vanna. So I don't understand any of it. I have to leave it in God's hands and continue to hope and put faith and trust in Him to work this out, to heal the hurt, to restore the relationship. I don't know what else that can be done that hasn't already been done. But that's the extent of what I wanted to share at the moment. I guess it's a personal vlog. I think it's called a vlog, a video of just what's going on in my mind and heart. I don't know what this Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything has got in store for us, but I know just from living life these 57 plus years, you just got to take it one day at a time and hold tight to the Lord, because He's the only one that's going to get you through the next day, much less, help you get through the next minute. So I guess until next time, if there is a next time, hold tight to the Lord, Jody. Don't let go.